EnchantedMob and DA games are always wins. The music video starts when actual audio begins to play. Also, this movie theater is pretty well built. So well built that I'm gonna add 5 wins for it. Thumbnail of the video in the video to promote the video to people within the video. That makes sense, right? It's amazing how historically accurate this animation is, but also how ahead of the times it is, if that makes any sense. It's a really clever juxtaposition, so I'm gonna give it 5 wins.
They sent you a letter to come back home to play, but to your dismay, this isn't your day, for the happy fun time has begun to fade.
Do I really need to talk about the attention to detail in this room? I do? Okay. The model of the drawing stand and chair, the bendy cardboard cutout, and the piece of paper on the walls. I'm assuming those could be spares. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's so incredibly subtle, but you can see the lines from film static on the video. The trailer was in complete black and white, while this is the color scheme that Bendy and the Ink Machine actually is. Also, these paper physics.
Watch as we reanimate our corpses you abandoned.
It's not impossible to draw something so sophisticated so quick, but we only saw him sit down, place a piece of paper on the stand, grab a pencil, and start drawing. We don't know how long he's been there.
Corpses you abandoned.
That drawing animation was phenomenal. The Bendy cutout might explain how this dude drew his picture so quickly, if he did do it pretty fast. He's drawn Bendy before, so maybe he can speed the process up while still making it look professional.
But we won't be skipped and swayed.
Appropriate response. Also, this syncs with the beat.
But we won't be skipped and swayed. Trapped within these walls, you left our souls to drift away. The ink decayed, the walls are bay, but a reckoning has come today. You say, Loris has no guts, cause you replace it with mechanical stream. We've been tortured, but we move forward. This disorder kills your day.
The Ink Machine's model and animation are astounding, and I'll give 10 wins for that. In fact, this whole room deserves 10 wins. It's freaking awesome!
This disorder kills your day.
I have no words. That was just pure brilliance. I feel like this is exposition told in song form, aka the best way to tell exposition. Songsposition. Wait, did he just react with fear to Bendy's actions? Is this like Jurassic Park where he pre-recorded the video? Wait, I'm contradicting myself here. I'll stop talking and assign the win before it turns into a sin. Also, this Bendy rig. This piano model, and the reflectiveness of the piano. It's impressive he can play that piano accurately with it bouncing up and down like that. Also, a Minecraft character playing a piano with their stubby fingers definitely deserves a win. Really fun to see people react to this, as this is some impressive breakthrough and not an inky demon coming to kill them. There are so many good models in this, it's astounding that I haven't given 10 wins to them yet. I promise that's the last edition of 10 wins. Remember that thing I said about the animation being historically accurate? Well, I actually looked it up, and this isn't too far off from 20s and 30s fashion. He even got the makeup right. The only way to make this better is to add some eyeshadow.
You say we have no brains, we're just cartoons for your portrayal, to tell some tale by the boat and sail, but sure this inevitably unveils the fail.
Bendy imitating ocean waves with his arms is really silly and whimsical.
Now we're the tools and you're the fool, a nightmare dominate.
Am I allowed to call that anti-stormtrooper aim? Is that a thing I can do? Well, whatever it is, that's an amazing catch and I'm gonna win it.
Hey, there's no vaccine to cure that in need. For now you must build up a machine you can tonight. I am alive, immortalized. You're the creator, you traitor. Hey, there's no vaccine to cure that in need. For now you must build up a machine you can tonight.
The shots of the ink characters coming through the screen are from the perspective outside the screen, and I find that really interesting. In fact, this entire scene was from the perspective of outside the screen. Oof. Also, not so subtle character development. Also, these boards and Alice rigs. Concern and reassurance.
Build up a machine you die tonight. I'm aware, just so let's now divine. We cast an atoll, even broken chains, so don't
Bendy's a cartoon, so of course he can do all of this cartoony stuff.
So you come to the end now, alive but dead inside. The heartbeat's loud, you've joined our crowd. We are but punished serpentines. Your life with him was fun, but now the terror's only just begun. Now come with me and you will see.
The darts hitting the dartboard sync up with the beat.
Now come with me and you will see. We're you both cyanide! I am alive, immortalized. You're the creator, you traitor.
Their reactions state that this wasn't supposed to happen, amplifying the intensity.
Oh, now you must build a bomb machine, you die tonight.
Thank Animation Sins for bringing this to my attention. Bendy appears in a reflection of Ink Demon Bendy, and Seth didn't even know that the rig was reflective. This is pure coincidence. Also, this Ink Demon Bendy rig.
Oh, now you must build a bomb machine, you die tonight. I am alive, immortalized. You're the creator, you traitor. Hey, there's no vaccine to cure what you didn't need. Oh, now you must build a bomb machine, you die tonight.
What can you expect? It's a cartoon. Oh, poor Boris.
Build a bomb machine, you die tonight.
Also, the glow around them as they enter, as well as exit the screen, was perfectly well done. 1920s/30s style credits. EnchantedMob has outdone himself again, and as his first Bendy and the Ink Machine video, he nailed it home. Almost every aspect of the animation was phenomenal. The models, the actual quality of animation, the sets, and the entertainment value, just to name a few. The one thing I can say wasn't the best about this animation was the overall story. It wasn't non-existent, but it was just really subtle, which I'll count as a win, and pretty expectation subvergent. The trailer made me think that it was going to be fast-paced and intense, and what we got was a slow-paced performance in a theater. Now, don't get me wrong, this was incredibly entertaining. It even reminded me of the Disney short Get a Horse, which makes me remember the first time I saw one of the greatest modern Disney movies ever. If you haven't seen this movie, what rock have you been living under for the past 5 years? Go watch it, it's great. Back from my tangent, if you were to ask me what one of the best EnchantedMob animations is, I would probably list off a few before getting to this one. Sure, it's not as story dependent as other EnchantedMob works, but it'll keep you intrigued by its different approach towards Bendy animations. This one shows what Bendy's life was on the silver screen before the events of the game, which not a lot of Bendy animations are willing to do. All in all, this animation gives such a fun time to watch. Not the best, but incredibly far from the worst. The next video, another Bendy animation.
Watch as we reanimate our corpses you abandoned or dismantled or mishandled, but we won't be skipped and swayed.
Okay, let's check out piano lessons. 3 years. Me too. Every day after school.
Swashes of eternal hate will flood the floor and... Welcome to the gospel of dismay.
And before you can leave, clean all the carpets with bleach, and we'll make